Hey guys, today I am so excited to have Mim Jenkinson with me. She is the owner of Paper Planner Club. Welcome to the podcast and the YouTube channel.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to talk to you.
Now, this is so fun because Mim was actually recommended to me from one of my other good friends, Megan Summerall, who we've got a time management class together for creatives. And when I heard what Mim did, I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to have her on the podcast. What you do is so unique and so fun. Do you want to dig in and just kind of tell everybody, like, what do you do and how did you get into it?
Have a very interesting story about how things started. So first of all, and for those who are watching on YouTube, I'll hold up my planner. So I help people who use paper planners make or sell stickers for their planners. So they might be making them for themselves to keep their planner organized or pretty, or maybe it's just a really fun therapeutic self-care activity for them to get creative every week. And then I have many students too who have gone on to open their own sticker shops, usually on Etsy, to sell them and create a side hustle from home. So everything in my world pretty much is about stickers. And with planner stickers particularly, I just don't think you get more niche than that. It's so fun. But I got started back in 2016. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the time, and all is really well now. But at the time I was away from work. With the chemo regime, I had to quit my job, and I needed something to do. I just really was looking for something fun and creative and to occupy my mind at the time. So I got myself a cutting machine. I was already super into paper planning and using stickers, but decided that I was going to teach myself how to make them. So after stumbling a little while, finally got to grips with the software, how to design, and I'm not a designer or an artist. So it was really starting from scratch. Set up an Etsy shop, started to make sales, and was posting these printed stickers to customers all over the world. So everything was going really well. But then I started getting requests for how I was making the stickers. So having an experience and a background in training and sales and events and all sorts of different things, I decided to put all of that knowledge together into a course, and then things really took off. So I started teaching people how to make stickers first of all, and then for those who wanted to take that step in to start selling them. As you know, with COVID, many people were at home during that time, people buying Cricut or Silhouette cutting machines and just wanting something fun and creative to do while they were away from work too, in a really similar way than me. So the business has really taken off over the years. And now I've supported over 5,000 students all over the world who are making and selling stickers, spreading the sticker joy. And I love it. It's so fun.
Oh my gosh, that is so fun. I love the far reaching effects of such a small niche because it really is. I mean, you're not even talking about just stickers, even though it sounds like they could learn from you for just stickers.
Yeah.
You're talking about stickers for planners.
Exactly. It's so, and I literally thought, like, I know there's a few others who are interested in this because I'm learning from them and looking at how they're using stickers, but I had no idea how far reaching it was. Like, I didn't realize that there were thousands and thousands of people all over the world who made their whole planning routine every single week all about the stickers they were choosing and using, and just knowing that other people, when you're like, oh, I found the people who get me, like. And I think when I think about stickers, it's when I think about my kids and when I was a kid too, when you give a child a pack of stickers and their face lights up, and even if they like plow through them in seconds, like those few seconds are just so joy filled and fun. And it's exactly the same for adults too. So it goes way beyond the stickers. It's just what that creates for our life too. So, but yeah, finding those connections all over the world with other creative people has been so magical.
Yeah, I just really love, as we were talking a little bit before we started this, that you love community and you even have a membership where you are really digging into that community. Tell me about why you think that's so important and maybe some of the things that you guys do.
Yeah, I love it. So we started Secret Sticker Society last year for all of the sticker lovers out there. And while we do focus predominantly on making planner stickers, of course, you can use the same skills to make stickers for your home or your kids or gifts or so many different things. And it's a way to come together to share how we're learning, tips for me to provide done for you templates, but also, like I say, it just goes beyond the stickers. I always say it's how the stickers make us feel. So do they make us feel creative or prideful because we've made something that we're really proud of? Is it a way for us to spark creativity or to release the creativity that we're not using in our day-to-day lives or jobs? Is it a way to create something so we can see that joy on other people's face? And I'm certainly someone, especially having gone through health challenges, who now faces things like anxiety that comes up sometimes. I find that a lot of people in my audience have similar stories, but for different reasons. You know, there's a reason why they started using a planner in the first place, or stickers in the first place, that goes way beyond just wanting to be organized or manage our time better. You know, there's so much that the world of stickers can do that you don't quite realize until you dig into it. And I love speaking to my community to find out, why does this excite you? Why does this interest you? Where do you want to take this creative hobby or side hustle? Because our stories all can start from a very similar place, but can go on so many different journeys.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so tell me this. You said just a second ago that you didn't feel like you drew or you were much of an illustrator. However, you clearly think of yourself as a creative.
Yes, definitely.
So tell me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like? Because you're making stickers, which generally people would be like, oh, are you illustrating them? I'm assuming you are.
I am, but not always. And I certainly didn't in the beginning. So way back at school, I used to love art, anything art, design. I've always enjoyed those things, but I've never felt like it came to me supernaturally. Like I would have a really great idea in my head, but when it came to picking up a pencil or a paintbrush and putting it on paper, it was as if I was trying to communicate in a different language. It just didn't look the same. So I never embraced feeling like an artist or a designer, but at the same time I knew that I had a burning desire to create, and I could create something. So for me, I definitely relate and resonate with being a creative person and a creative business owner now. But when it came to stickers, and this was one of my biggest questions, like, how can I make the kind of stickers that I love seeing or buying from other shops when I can't come up with that art myself? I thought that was so far fetched from anything I could create. But of course, then diving into things, and I recommend this to my students, like all of the different places where I can gather artwork and buy commercial licenses if needed from others who have done the hard work for me and created for me. And now as the years have gone on, that's definitely given me an idea of, well, maybe I can give this a try. And we spoke before you hit record about my husband is an artist. He was a hand-drawn illustrator for Disney for 10 years. It's so interesting though that the way that I translate some art, like when I'm talking about the things that I want to create, such as surface pattern design, the way that he does something and the way that I do something, it's so entirely different, yet beautiful in different ways. Not that I'm comparing myself to his skill level in any way, but I have just realized that to be able to create and use art, the art doesn't need to come from ourselves. Like it can, and it can start at a really basic level for sure. But I'm starting to relate a little bit more with being an artist, but I still don't feel like I have the identity of one. Maybe that's something that I need to work on, to be honest, Carina.
I think it'll come. It will totally come. Because it's so funny when you're talking about that. I've always identified as a designer, but never as an artist or an illustrator. And it took me owning my company, Miniloo, which was a physical product company where we were doing so much illustration, for me to really dig into the thought that, hey, I think I'm actually an illustrator, which is so funny because I've always illustrated my own fabric lines and everything else. And yet it's very hard for me to kind of take that identity on.
Isn't it strange? I think we probably have a vision in our head of who is the illustrator or who is the artist. And if we don't think it's us, then it's a step to leap into that. But at the end of the day, if you illustrate, you're an illustrator. Whether you illustrate for yourself or for others, that's who you are. And so I need to tell myself that message too.
Yeah, I love that. That's so, so good. Okay, so what I would love is for you to tell us a little bit about, like, do you still do a sticker shop? Do you still sell stickers, or do you mostly at this point, because you do have so many students and you have this membership, you have a lot of things going on as a creative entrepreneur. Will you tell us a little bit about, like, kind of your processes, what you're doing now? You just retired your husband, which is so, so awesome.
I do have a sticker shop because for two reasons, actually. First of all, I absolutely still love the creation process. So I'm still creating stickers in a very similar way than I did right back in the day when I first got started, first with an idea for me and then putting it out there to see if other people are interested. I've gotten a little bit more interested in testing different things, especially because I have students who are now setting up their own sticker shops. So I test different ideas so I can let them know what I think is working, what I think isn't. So while I'm never looking to have the biggest planner sticker shop on Etsy, because I simply don't have the time to invest in that, I still think it's really fun for me to be able to be selling my own designs, to be looking to see what's happening in the Etsy market. And also, just from a credibility point, I can't teach somebody how to set up a shop today, in this year, in this month, on Etsy, and to have success in making sales if I'm not doing the same thing myself. And of course, we know there are people who had success in various platforms and with various things years ago, but what they did then isn't working now. So I do need to keep my knowledge current too. So I also sell stickers on my own website too. So it isn't just Etsy where I'm making sales. I like to sell bigger bundles and other things on my own. But I just enjoy the Etsy platform so much. Yeah. I think it's just so accessible to so many others to make a start there. And I would feel really sad if I didn't still have my own shop and be able to create stickers to sell now, because I loved it then and I still do so now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And I love what you said, because I think this is something that all business owners need to remember, that maybe something that was working 5 years ago won't work now. And so I see a lot of business owners or people who are practitioners of a certain thing, they walk away and they teach people, but they've been so far from it that they don't actually know how to do it anymore, but they're still teaching. And it feels a little disingenuous to me. And so I love that you still have a shop and that you're still really exploring and playing there.
Yeah, I mean, it's for that main reason, you know, I really enjoy it. I would always be making stickers for myself every week. It's my Sunday activity to still do so. So like, why not throw them up in the Etsy shop and see what happens? But I feel the same. I mean, there are so many things that I want to learn as a business owner myself. But I also think, you know, if I want to maybe grow my Instagram following, then yes, I might look at somebody who has a huge Instagram account. But if they created it 5 years ago and they're not still in the space of growing it, that's probably not somebody I'm going to be looking to learn from. So it's exactly the same thing now. I want to work with people who have very current knowledge, and like I say, I'd love to be sitting on a shop with 100,000 in sales, but I know that I'm making sales every single day, and I know that I'm in a position where I can share with others what is and what isn't working now too. And I love it. Yeah. If I had more time, I'd do even more.
I know. Isn't that, it really is. It's so funny because last year I didn't design as much as I had been for all of my different, because I have like 8 shops and the fabric line and all the things. And I just had to scale way back because I was teaching the program. And I just told myself there's only so much I can do unless I decide I'm not going to teach the program, which would be really sad because so many designers have been needing it and loving it. And I think the same thing for you, right? You're just like trying to stay in and be true and do the thing that you love doing, but somehow also trying to manage this whole business over here and taking care of it at the same time.
Absolutely. And it's completely that. And we know that should the online business side of things go away overnight, which I hope it never does, then I know that I still have my Etsy income up and running and I can still grow that anytime I choose to too. So I think it's always been important to me for 2 reasons: to have a diverse income and different, and it isn't the only thing that I do. We spoke before this about the other things that I love to spend my time into, but I just know that especially with changes in the economy and changes in my family's needs, I like to be able to have different ways to be able to earn income that I can turn the dial up or down on whenever I might need to. And of course, being a creative person, as much as I like the idea of doing just one thing, practically that's so unlikely. So while I'm getting much better at saying no to some of my shiny objects and ideas, I'm doing enough right now that it gives me a lot of excitement about the different things that I can do every single week.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, so if someone is like, oh my gosh, I have to hear more about stickers, planner stickers, what Mim is doing, where can they find you?
Oh, well, they can come and find me on Instagram at Paper Planner Club and have a chat to me there if they have any interest at all in stickers, any interest, and I think we all do. I also have a free class that's all about the simple plan for perfect planner stickers and the mistakes to avoid too, because there are some common mistakes that I certainly made in the early days, and that I see others making, that I would really hope that they can avoid to get started quickly. So perhaps I can share the link with you and you can link it in the show notes.
That would be perfect. You guys, we're going to put that link into the show notes and to the description on both YouTube and the podcast, wherever you're watching or listening to this. So that'll be awesome. Go check it out. I think it'll be really, really good. Mim, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I could talk to you all day. Thank you.
Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.